Hello and welcome to Peter on Tour's complete guide to Lake Geneva. We are about to explore one of Switzerland's most beautiful, most sophisticated regions, so let's just jump right in. People call this the Swiss Riviera, and when you look at it, you totally get why. You've got these massive, majestic alpine peaks crashing into this incredibly chic, elegant lakeside vibe. It's just one of those places that makes you want to take a deep breath and just soak it all in. Now, the lake is really anchored by three amazing cities. But here's the secret. They each have a completely different personality. And honestly, figuring that out is the real key to planning the perfect trip. So that leads us to the most important question, right? Which of these cities is the right one for you? Think of this next part as a kind of travel matchmaking service. We're going to find your perfect fit. Okay, let's break this down. If you're someone who thrives on that big city buzz, you love luxury, you love shopping, Geneva is, without a doubt, your spot. But if you're looking for something more energetic, maybe a bit younger, with great nightlife and museums, you're going to want to head straight for Lausanne. And then, if what you're really craving is just pure relaxation, romance, and those unbelievable mountain views, well, it has to be Montreux. Totally different experiences, all on the same lake. And this right here shows you that contrast perfectly. On the left, you've got Geneva's famous Jet d'Eau, which just screams global diplomatic city. Then on the right, the Olympic rings in Lausanne, representing its super vibrant, academic, and athletic heart. It's kind of wild to think these two cities, with such different energies, are only about 40 minutes away from each other. And then, of course, there's Montreux. This quote just nails it. Leisured refinement. Seriously, just picture it. Gorgeous Belle Epoque buildings, flower-lined walkways along the lake. The whole pace of life just feels like you're on a permanent, luxurious vacation. It is a world away from the other two. But look, the story of this region goes so much deeper than its modern cities. To really get it, we need to take a journey back in time. Because the real soul of this place, well, that's found in its castles and vineyards. And nothing says history quite like this. This is the incredible Château de Chillon, just sitting there on its own little rocky island. It's one of the most visited medieval castles in all of Europe, and believe me, its storybook setting is just the beginning. The story of this castle is what's truly mind-blowing. It starts out as a super strategic fort. Then it gets this glamorous makeover into a lavish summer home for nobles. But then, by the 16th century, its purpose flips completely. It becomes a state prison. It was so famous, it even inspired the poet Lord Byron to write his epic poem, The Prisoner of Chillon. Stepping inside this place, wow. It really is like traveling through time. The courtyards, the massive great halls, even the dungeons. They're so well preserved you can almost feel the centuries of history that are just soaked into these stone walls. And you know, that history isn't just trapped inside castle walls. It is literally written on the landscape itself. And that brings us to this one single number, 2,000. That's how many years people have been making wine right here in the Lavaux Vineyards. Can you believe that? 2,000 years of nonstop work on these steep, terraced hillsides. It's a UNESCO World Heritage Site for a reason, and its secret is what the locals call the three suns. You've got the direct sunlight from above, the reflection of the sun off the lake, and then the heat that gets stored and radiated back from all these ancient stone walls. It's genius. Okay, so I'm guessing you're feeling pretty inspired by now. So let's switch gears to the practical side of things. Let's get into the nitty-gritty details you need to know to actually plan your trip. All right, let's talk budget. Look, Switzerland definitely has a reputation for being pricey, but it is absolutely manageable if you plan ahead. For a mid-range traveler, you're probably looking at around 305 to 355 Swiss francs a day. And that covers a nice, comfortable hotel, some fantastic meals, and getting around to see the site. Now, if you want to save some serious money, you need to listen up. The Swiss Travel Pass is an absolute game changer. I mean it. It gives you unlimited travel on pretty much everything. Trains, buses, even boats. Plus, you get free or discounted entry to hundreds of museums. For exploring this region, it's not even a convenience. It's a necessity. And hey, speaking of trains, if you want to take your trip to the next level and go from the lake right into the heart of the Alps, the Golden Pass Express is how you do it. Just imagine, panoramic windows, jaw-dropping scenery, and a direct ride from Montreux into that classic Swiss mountain wonderland. So this is the question I always get. When should you actually go? And look, Every season there has its own magic, for sure. But there's one that, for me, really stands out. My personal recommendation? Go in the autumn, September and October. Why? Well, you get to see the amazing wine harvest happening in Lavaux. The summer crowds are gone, the weather is still beautiful and crisp, and the mountainsides are just painted in these incredible golds and ambers. Oh, and you'll find much better deals on hotels. It's the perfect sweet spot. So whether you're looking for that cosmopolitan energy, that breathtaking natural beauty, or just a deep dive into history, the Lake Geneva region really truly delivers. For my complete itinerary, all my top restaurant picks, and the booking details you'll need to plan your own perfect trip, make sure you head over to peterontour.com.